A big shout out to Wizards of the Coast for sending this out early to content creators to have a look at and do a reaction video. I'm not going to do a reaction video as such because I don't really like those in terms of a format, but what I am going to do is show you the trailer now with minimal narration and then talk about the bits that I think are important and my impressions of said trailer. So here we go. Right, let's talk about what we just saw. Now what we can see here are the zombified Therosian, or whatever the people of Theros are called, wearing the golden masks that are the zombies of the Theros setting and the block, and they're in Nyx, which is the afterlife, as it were. This, if you don't know, is Elspeth. She is the heroine of the previous Theros block. She was actually raised on Bant, and her armor is meant to be like Bant-style armor from Shards of Lara, and she came to Theros to free the people of the problems that they were facing, which ended up being that she had to stab Xenagos through the chest with a big sword on the end of a stick, a spear called God's End given to her by Helios, and then when she did that, Helios then murdered her. Wrecked. Here she is stuck in the afterlife. We knew that Elspeth was coming back, so this isn't a huge or alarm or exciting reveal, if I'm completely honest. And here we see her trying to save a child in the afterlife, and we get zombie-faced child, and we get surprised Elspeth, and then we get a shot of what I would assume is the antagonist from this Theros block. This is Ashok. Ashok is a genderless, nightmare-weaving creature that we think might be native to Theros originally, but we're not 100% sure. They were a side character that was involved in the original Theros block and originally showed up in the original Theros block. But here we see them being at the forefront of the trailer for the new set, so I can only assume that Ashok is the important card in the new block, or the important antagonist for our protagonists to fight against. The wound in Elspeth's chest and armor that we've seen both in the Mythic Edition art and in here, where Helios got angry and stabbed her upside the head with the, or the chest as the case may be, with God's End. Elspeth kind of notices Ashok, but at that point is dragged in this really cool, that's the best bit of the trailer, is this sort of sound dampening as she gets pulled into the water, and quite violently, if I'm completely honest with you. Some of the most violent thing we've seen in one of the trailers here, even more so than that child being crushed by the blocks in the War of the Spark trailer. I don't know how this water corresponds to the wave of energy that Elspeth didn't want that child to walk through in Nyx. I don't know which part's the afterlife and which part isn't. But I guess even from a metaphorical standpoint, we can see that she is trapped and being drowned and struggling to escape from the underworld. That said, we now see, I don't know, a secondary spark ignite or something? I'm not quite sure what this means, but ultimately this trailer's kind of unexciting when we compare it to the trailers of, I don't know, War of the Spark and, good old Throne of Eldraine's gingerbread men and women, right? Like, I mean, think of it this way. Both of those had higher production values to an extent. The CGI here is not bad, don't get me wrong. But I mean, we had licensed music covers in the last two, right? Actual licensed music for the first one, and what appeared to be, I'm not 100% sure, but a actual licensed and created cover of It's Too Good to Be True or whatever, Can't Take My Eyes Off of You or whatever the song was called, The Throne of Eldraine. We don't have that here. We have this interesting violin motif and stuff, which is cool and everything, but I don't know, it feels a little bit lower budget and a little bit lower impact. I mean, this imagery is evocative, and it's, like I said, it's quite violent, and I was quite like, oh, I wasn't expecting to see that in a Magic the Gathering trailer anytime soon. But then, we knew Elspeth was coming back, not only because of the spoilers, because if he returned to Theros and didn't do Elspeth again, it would kind of be a bit shocking and kind of dumb, because Elspeth's, well, loved by people like myself. I like the fact that actually at the end of this trailer we get Magic the Gathering pre-order today, but at the end of the Throne of Eldraine trailer we had, as we mentioned in Dice to Removal recently, Magic the Gathering Arena pre-order today. So it's almost like they actually do realise that the game is more than just something attached to this bloody Arena client. But I don't think the trailer shows us anything interesting, barring perhaps the fact that Ashok might be the main villain, right? Like, what did we learn from this trailer that we didn't already know? Elspeth's in the underworld, we knew that. She's probably coming back, we knew that. Ashok will be involved in some way, yeah, we knew that. Ashok is perhaps the main villain, okay, we didn't know that. Or maybe Ashok's trying to help her, and this is like a double, like, throw you through a loop sort of thing. The only thing I thought was real new was, A, we don't understand why her mask is different to everyone else's. I don't think that's been explained. We saw this mask in the Mythic Edition anyway. But beyond that, we also see that this little girl who's about to touch the wave, I think is meant to be a young Elspeth. If you look, her gauntlet has the 2 blue gems that we also see on her mask, right? These gems on this girl's thing. So that's meant to be a young Elspeth. This is also probably metaphorical, you know, like the 4 streams you get in Star Wars when Luke cuts off the head of Darth Vader and that nonsense. And then she's zombified to show that she will never escape. She'll always be a zombie. That's one hell of a... I feel like I've seen that face somewhere before. Is it like Slender Man or The Ring or something? I feel like that looks very reminiscent of a lot of horror film faces, I guess. But yeah, we've learned nothing new. I'm excited to see the return of Elspeth. I'm excited to see her reignite her spark, I guess. But if it's just her coming back and then there's some other storyline that isn't even tangentially even relevant or connected to her journey back, it's going to be a wasted opportunity in my opinion. I mean, what I wanted to see from this is one of 2 things, really. One was the search for Elspeth, where Johnny returns to Theros with a load of heroes to try and get Elspeth back from the afterlife, because it's not fair that she was taken there. That's one thing. That's one option. Alternatively, we had some sort of, like, borderline God of War ripoff. Like, angry, vengeful Elspeth, who might even be red-white at that point, is busting her way out of Nyx, and she's on the warpath to stomp gods' faces in. And then culminating with her battle with Heliod. I think either of those could have been cool. But, I mean, it's nice that we're focusing on Elspeth. Elspeth appears to be the strong lead of this story. And again, we haven't seen any Daxos or references to Daxos, who was her lover in the first Theros block, who was killed by Pelukranos, I believe. No, I think helped her to fight Pelukranos and kill it, and then Xenagos tricked her into killing him. So, again, that Greek tragedy kind of fell by the wayside. We haven't seen it. So we've got Theros Beyond Death, Skip Your Fate. I'm excited for Theros Block because Theros Block was the block around the time that I started making content on YouTube. That was when I started making videos. Even if they were sporadic and not very good initially, that's when I started making videos about Magic. So I'm excited for Theros, and I enjoyed Theros a lot. But this trailer is the weaker of the 3 so far. It's cool and everything. I like the visuals, but I just don't feel that excited for it because it reveals almost nothing new. Let me know what you think of the trailer in the comments section below. This video was brought to you by Wizards of the Coast by sending me the trailer early. I've been Vince, also known as PleasantKenobi on the internet, the sexiest man in all of Magic the Gathering, and definitely the best beard. Let me know in the comment section below what you think. Let me know what your theories are and where it's going. Did I miss something in the trailer that was evidently clear that I completely blanked on? Let me know, and I'll see you all soon. Thanks for watching. Ta-ta for now.
Oh, hi, Mark.